You're listening to the CobCast. I'm Cobb, and this is the cast, back with another weekly roundup of my previously published stories. This is Weekly Roundup number 5. Poor communication at all levels of government fuels confusion over COVID shots. It turns out, distributing a vaccine is tough work, especially when city and county officials aren't talking to each other. Drama broke out a couple of weeks ago between Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson and Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins over how inoculations were being delivered at the Mega Center in Fair Park. A breakdown in communication between the Trump administration and the states also added to confusion over who can get a vaccine and when nationally, according to a report by the Washington Post. Dallas residents were initially told they needed to be registered and have an appointment to be vaccinated at the Mega Center in Fair Park. However, in a letter obtained by the Dallas Morning News from Johnson to the county judge and council members, the mayor said Jenkins was allowing unregistered people to walk up to the site for a vaccination and that this change hadn't been communicated to the city. Instead, Johnson said he was alerted to the change by a Dallas resident. Johnson alleged that Jenkins communicated this change to a select group of residents and that the judge requested the information not be widely disseminated. The mayor said he was open to this change, but he was concerned about the way it was done. But Jenkins said the mayor's letter is inaccurate. He said they reached out to seniors in underserved and hard-hit zip codes after a council member shared a backlink to sign up for appointments, which resulted in Monday through Wednesday spots being filled by people who didn't receive an invite for an appointment. The unauthorized appointments weren't honored Tuesday and Wednesday, but staff at the site did not administer as many vaccines as they expected to on those days as a result. COVID-19 variant found in Dallas. The COVID-19 UK variant, SARS-CoV-2 B117, has been found in Dallas. The first case in Texas of the mutated virus first identified in the United Kingdom was reported in Harris County earlier this month. The individual identified as having been infected by the B117 variant is a Dallas man in his 20s with no recent history of travel outside the US. He's in stable condition, isolated, and Dallas County Health and Human Services epidemiologists are conducting an investigation to identify and notify others who came in close contact with him. In a press release, Dallas County Health and Human Services said it found the infection was caused by the variant through the results of genetic sequencing. City council members meet resistance from mayor over creating vaccine registration hubs. After that overheated exchange between the mayor and the county judge over the vaccine, Jenkins pretty much considered the whole situation settled. Councilmember Chad West apparently didn't see it that way. The councilmember sent Jenkins a letter apologizing for the mayor's behavior and assuring him most of the city council shares his goal of getting our most vulnerable populations vaccinated as soon as possible. He said he felt the letter was needed to reassure county officials and Dallas residents that the city and the county can work together. He also asked the judge what he and other city council members could do to help. He said Jenkins told him it would be helpful to beef up vaccine registration outreach efforts. So, he sent a memo signed by 4 other council members to City Manager T.C. Broadnax asking for staff support to set up vaccine registration hubs in their districts. They even identified potential locations for the hubs. But the mayor wasn't having it. In a memo to Broadnax, Johnson wrote, "As the Emergency Management Director for the City of Dallas under the Texas Disaster Act, and under Section 14B of the Dallas City Code, I am ordering that you disregard their request." He said while he's generally supportive of efforts to bolster vaccine registration, they must be driven by data, not politics, especially as city council members begin their re-election campaigns. Johnson added that any outreach plans must be approved by him in accordance with state law. And lastly, infighting at City Hall adds to confusion over vaccine distribution. Some city council members said they know where these communication problems are coming from. The mayor and his penchant for communicating by memos that make unsubtle digs at council members who disagree with him. Some council members say they haven't spoken to the mayor in months. And that's all I wrote about that week. For more on these stories, you can find links to them in the description below. I'm Jacob Vaughn, a journalist based out of North Texas. Some people call me Cobb. And this is the CobCast. Thanks for listening.